The 7th of August, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
We're back, huh?
I think so.
It's a big glitch.
Okay. We were doing the resolution of, who was it? Ravina. How does Ravina resolve these two brises? So he said, Olam epoch kamaisa. We switch around the opinions in the case of the first brisa, dealing with the regular shtar chov. We're over there. The issue of whether we give back the lost shtar that was found by a third party. There was a machlokes of, are we choshesh for piroyan or not? Do we concern ourselves with the possibility that the loan has already been paid off, and therefore we wouldn't give it back to the malva? That's a machlokes between Rabbi Yossi and Rabbanan. So if we say that, like Ravina says, epoch kamaisa, that means that what we see in the Gemora, we switch around, meaning that the Gemora records the brisa is holding that Rabbi Yossi is the one that says you give it back to the malva, because we're not concerned with the possibility that it was paid off by the lova already. We'll say, no, that's the Rabbanan. And they're the ones that say you give it back to the malva, and Rabbi Yossi would be the one that says we don't give it back. And then when we came to the case of the, if so, so then the reasoning of the second brisa of the shtar chov was not an issue of, according to Ravina's answer, not an issue of whether the husband paid it back already. He's not saying that he paid it back already. What he's saying is that when this ksuba was lost, presumably from the hand of the wife, he wrote her and gave her a second ksuva so that she should have one. That's his claim. He has no proof of it. So then the issue is, are we going to concern ourselves with that possibility or not? Do we suspect that he actually did that, or do we say no? So that would be a machlokes between Rabbi Yossi and Rabbanan. Rabbi Yossi, the Rabbanan will be the ones that are Rabbanan say give it back if what's the lashon? Yeah, bisman shabal moda, when the baal is moda that he hasn't yet given a ksuva, meaning and then we give it back to the wife. But eina baal moda. Oh, that's what Tosas is bothered by. What does it mean? Eina baal moda. That's the case where we will not give it back to anybody, and the reason why we don't give it back is because Ravina says that the Rabbanan are choshesh for shtei ksuvas, that there was a second ksuva that was given to her. And Rabbi Yossi will say, no, he's not choshesh for shtei ksuvas. And so therefore we should give back the one that was found to the wife. Okay. With that we okay. Now where did we go from there? Oh wow. Oh, okay. That'll conclude Ravina over here, and now we have. I don't know if we have another answer or we have another statement. I'll call Punny. We'll figure out what it is. Amar Rebbe Elazar. So this can be found in the second half of the page. And the first word in the line is ksuvos lochaish. It's about 23 lines up from the bottom of the page. On Zayin Amud base. We'll start from there. Amar Rebbe Elazar. You got the place, Alan?
So,
You're at 7B3.
early in the Gemora presented.
7B3. Yeah, where else?
Right at the beginning, on the left side.
7B3 on the left side.
Okay. Where are you going?
Amar Rebbe Elazar. Welcome back, Roy.
73B, is it? 7B.
7B, page 3, on the left-hand column. Amar Rebbe Elazar.
Where are you going?
Going to the clinic to get a hit by a ball.
Good. Okay.
Everybody see where that is?
No,
Where is it on the left-hand column?
7B3, right? Top of the page, Ron Shimon.
Oh. Amar Rebbe Elazar.
Oh, okay. I'm a Rabbi Eliezer. Rabbi Eliezer said, Macha lo kes, Rabbi Shimon's ruling, which prescribes equal division. The she, ne, hen, adukim, batofes refers only to a case in which either both the creditor and the debtor are holding on to the document's form. Ushinehem Torres are both are holding on the documents. The essence, only in such cases does Rabban Shimon rule. They shall divide it equally. Abal echod or tofes. But if one of the principals is holding on to the document's form, or Duke Torres, and the other one is holding on to the document's essence, and then no Tau Tofet. Then this one takes the document's form, but then no Tau Toref, and that one takes the document's essence. For example, each is awarded the section of document already in his possession. Rabbi Yochanan Omar, Rabbi Yochanan says, Lom Keen, they always divide it equally.
Okay, let's take a look at Rashi to figure out what it is that the Rebbe said over here. What's he referring to? What case is he talking about? What's going on? Rashi de Ramaska Machloikis is right in the middle of the Rashi column.
Machlokas, that's the word you want?
Yeah.
Is it okay? So the machlokas, there's a disagreement. Ha'i yachluko, whether they divide it. Amar, then get like the real story. Mishma that is said cholkim. That you divide it the Shabbat equally. Kach shamati, I heard. Because Rabbi Menachem says the nireh, and it seems that way in my mind.
Okay, so Rashi is saying this word machlokes is a misleading word over here, according to what Rashi is saying. Rashi is defining that generally we translate the word machlokes like Phil translated it. Machlokes means the dispute between this one and that one. But Rashi is saying that over here, this word machlokes doesn't mean that. Rashi says, "Hi yachloku." The Ka'amar Reb Shimon ben Gamliel. The mashma chokin b'shava. This division that Reb Shimon ben Gamliel said in his case, whichever case that was, we'll have to find out where that is. I don't remember it already. The mashma chokin b'shava, which implies that we're talking about an equal division between the two contestants. And then Rashi says, if you want to know where I got this pshat, kak shemati, mishum Rebbe Yitzchak b'Reb Menachem. I heard it in the name of Rebbe Yitzchak b'Reb Menachem. I guess that was one of the Chachamim in the times of Rashi. And then Rashi says, V'nira ve'enai. And it seems to me that he is correct. And that is why I quote it here in my commentary. Now, where was it that Reb Shimon ben Gamliel said that when that they divided equally, that we say yachloku? Where was that? That was the case of Tan Rabbanan Shnai Madukim B'Shtar, Malvo Mer Shalihu, Menafo Mimeni, Umatzativ. So the Lovo Amar Shelcha Hu, Uparaitiv Lacha. Right. Oh, so there was a machlokes here between Rebbe, who said Yiskayim Ashtar B'chol Samav, and Reb Shimon Gamliel, who said Yachloku. That's what we're talking about. That was the case. So what was the case? The case is that the two people are a duking b'shtar. They're both grabbing on strongly to the loan document. Two people meaning the Malva and the Lova. And the Malva says, it's mine, it fell from me, and he found it. And that's why he's grabbing onto it. And the Lova says it's true that it's yours, meaning that I wrote it and gave it to you. It's true that it's a valid document, but peraitiv lacha, but I paid you up, and right now it's not worth anything. That document, I already paid it up. So what do we do in this case? Rebbe says that we validate the signatures, and then we and then we split it up between them. And Rabbi Yochanan, Reb Shimon ben Gamliel, he says Yachloiku even without having to validate the shtar. We assume that the shtar is a good shtar because that's what the Lova said, that it was a good shtar. Okay, so that's the din that Reb Shimon Gamliel is talking about, that Rashi is referring to over here. And in our Gemora, Rabbi Elazar is saying this din of Yachloiku is the Sheshneim Adukim, Betofes, Ushneim Betorif. Oh, okay. It's when they're both of them are holding on to the two parts of the shtar. They're holding on to the tofes as well as the torah, both of them. Now we'll have to see Rashi over here. What does it mean? The tofes. What does it mean? The torif, the two parts of the shtar. Lou, would you like to read Ushneim Adukim Betorif? Lou, are you there?
I'm here.
Okay,
Great.
Hear you.
Hey,
Okay, so would you like to read for us Rashi? Divra Maskil v'Shnehem Adukim V'Torev.
Neham Adukim. Oh, wait a second. This is base Saman. Shnehem Adukim B'Torah. Got it. Let me just get my glasses. Lomar, Shnehem Adukin B'Toraf, V'Toraf Gilui Shel Shtar Makom Halova V'ha Melo V'ha Meos V'hazman Tofa Sha'ar Kol Lashon Hashtar. Okay, so that is to say, or both of them are holding on the toraf to the tear.
The toraf is a certain portion of the shtar. It's a specific portion of the shtar, which, if you'll ask what is included in that shtar, what is included in the toraf, over there is the main the substantive part of the shtar, the meaning the names of the malva and the lova, and the amount of money that the loan was made for. That's called the chelik. That chelik is called the torif of the shtar. That's what Rashi means when he says the gilui shel shtar. It's a bit a funny lashon Rashi says over there. He doesn't really clearly tell us what he figures that we know that what that refers to, but that's what it refers to.
Okay, so the torif is the revelation of the shtar. Makom halova v'ha melo v'ha hamalva v'malva. It's the place where the lova and the malva v'ha
Their names are listed, who they are.
Right. Vaha Maos Vahazaman. And the date?
Amos is the
Yeah,
money.
the
The amount.
Zman, the date of the star, and the
Right,
what's
that's
and the
right.
most, the most.
The money, the amount that's being lent.
Yeah. Toface, Tofame,
Toface.
Toface. What's Toface?
Toughest, it's a form.
It's the other part of the star. He's gonna tell us what's in the other part of the star.
And the
Actually, he doesn't tell us. He just tells us the other part.
Shar Kola Shon Ha Star. And then the Toface is all the other words of the star?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I mean, we use
Meaning
the word
not the less important words.
We use the word tophus to mean a form. You know, when you're filling out a tophus, you're filling out a form to do something. So, but it's like the specific thing. The Torah is the part beforehand that is the specific amount, and then the tophus is the details at the end that's written in the star. Other facts about the star.
Okay, so what's the point?
It was just defining what Torah and tophus is. That's what Rashi was trying to do. Because it uses those words, he wants to say, what's the difference? What is a Torah and what is a Torah and what is a tophus?
Okay, so
Why do I care?
So we're not gonna we need to read on. This is just the first part of Rebbe Elazar's statement, but when we're going to read the second part of his statement, we're going to understand more clearly what his whole statement is about. Right now, we're basically in the middle. But so far, what he said, what Rashi has said, is that he's explained the first part of Rebbe Elazar's statement. First part of the statement is this, and he's talking about Reb Shimon Gamliel, even though he didn't say who he's talking about or what he's talking about, but that's what Rashi filled us in. This statement of Reb Shimon Gamliel, Shnai Medukim B'Shtar, and Reb Shimon Gamliel says you divide it between them. That's the word machlokes. The division between them is in which case is in the case where both of them are adukim, either in the Tofes portion of the star, and then Rashi says, oh, or they are, alternatively, they are both holding on to the Toref part of the star. So the both of them are holding on to the same portion of the star. It's one portion of two portions of the star, and they both are holding on to the same part of the star. In that case, when they're equal in what part they're holding on to, that's when Shimon Gamliel says that we divide we divide it between them. We give, in other words, the Lova we give the Malva half of what the star says that he's owed. Now we go to
there's a sort of a picture in the art scroll of two cases, and that's what we'll kind of discuss here. There's a question about when they're holding it, how they're holding it. So if you look at the picture on the right, it shows that each one is holding half the document that contains the Torah and the Tophus. That's one way that you divide it. Then there's a different possibility that maybe when they're holding it, one is only holding the Torah side and the other one's only holding the Tophus side. So that's why there could be two different cases, when you divide and when you don't divide.
Yeah, now we're going to go on to the next part of Rebbe Elazar's statement. He's still talking. He's saying, so in that case, we just got through saying, when both of them are holding on to the same part of the star, whether it be the both holding on to the important part, or they're both holding on to the not so important part, but they're both holding on equally to the same part of the star, then we say we divide it. But now look what Rebbe Elazar says after that. Aval, but. echad aduk betofes. If one of them is holding on to the not so important part, the echad aduk betorev, and the other one is holding on to the important parts. So now they're not equal in their holding on, even though both of them are holding on to the star. One of them's holding on to the important part of the star that has all the important information that really creates the obligation, and the other part is, and the other person is holding on to the all to the let's say all the things that the lawyer wrote in order to get paid his exorbitant sum that he's charging to write the document. So that's not the important part.
Mhm.
But anyway, but in that case, Rabbi Eliezer says we don't divide it. Then in that case we say zen notel tofes, but zen notel torah. That's what Rabbi Eliezer says. And Rabbi Yochanan said la'olam cholkim. No, in all cases it doesn't matter what part they're holding on to. Rabbi Yochanan says they're both holding on. La'olam, in all cases, cholkim. We divide it equally between them. Okay, so now just okay, so now that we got the next Rashi should also be read. That's what Rabbi Eliezer says is the din in this case of aval, when one's holding on to the important part and one's holding on to the not important part. Then we got a machlekes between Rabbi Eliezer and Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Eliezer is the one that says zeh notel tofes, zeh notel torif, and Rabbi Yochanan says no. In that case also the din is chokin, just like it was in the other case. So we have a Rashi on the zeh notel. What's that all about? So Phil, you want to read zeh notel?
This one takes the tafis in that he's grabbing the him who is like we taught above zenotel ad. This one took ad makom shirdo until the place of his hand. Me got as far as hand reaches will come out and Tiferesh will explain Lamai what it means.
Okay, Rashi. He said 3 lines, but let's see if we can try to. Okay, first thing we got to do is translate the words that he said. Then that'll give us a chance to try to explain what he's saying. So what are the words that Rashi says? The Maida Tofis Dedehu. Rashi's giving an explanation. He's not explaining to us what does it mean. Zenotel, this one takes the Tofis and this one takes the Torif. That he's not explaining, but he's explaining why it is that that's the din. He's saying the reason for the din is because Maida Tofis Dedehu, because we got a principle that which a person is physically holding on to, right? Didehu. We have a legal presumption that what he's holding on to, that belongs to him. And Rashi gives us a source for where it is that we see that is so. Kidatani, like we learned in the Mishnah Le'el. We learned in the Mishnah previously above. Where did we learn it? On Amud Aleph. Okay, fine. When we said Zenotil ad Mokam Sheyoda Mogas, we had a brisa that 2 people were holding on to a star, And we said this one, how much does he get? He gets ad makom sheyado mogas. Or actually, we're not talking about a star in that case. I believe we're just talking about a talus. So if you want to know how much he gets as far as his hand on the talus extends. In other words, let's say, right, he's in control of where he's holding the talus of 3/4 of the talus, and the other guy's in control of 1/4 of the talus based upon where his hand is holding. So we're not going to divide it equally in that case, because we're going to, this one is going to, he's physically controlling 3/4 of it. He's only controlling 1/4 of it. So that's the way we're going to apportion it. And that is because of the principle of my de toughest didehu, that which a person is holding on to and controlling. We say that he owns that portion of the item. Oh, so that's what Rashi's saying over here, which is very strange, because when you talk about a document that has words in it, why should it be just because of the fact that some guy is holding on to the important part of the document, and the other guy's holding on to the part is not so important? That means that does that mean that the one that holds on to the important part of the document that he's got more rights than the other one that's not holding on to the important part? That's what we're saying, because Rashi's stelling Su over here. Well, just like we say by a talus, we'll say the same thing by a star. So just like we say that a person who's holding on to and control, he's controlling based upon where his hand extends 3/4 of it, we're going to give him 3/4. If some person's hand extends over the part of the toe face, which is where let's say the torif, his hand is controlling where the torif is. He's got his hand on that, so it sounds like he's going to be he's going to get the torif. The otherwise going to get the other guy's going to get the tofes. So, but Rashi didn't tell us, what does that mean that a guy gets the torif? Does that mean that if he's the loiva and it says that the loiva owes 1,000, does that mean that it's called that he's holding on to that part? That means that it's kilu, he's holding on to it. It means he's got it. It means he doesn't have to pay him anything now. Is that what it means? And if it would be the malva, so that means he's holding on to the document that says that the guy owes him 1,000, so he's going to get 1,000 from him. That's what it sounds like to me. Okay.
Well, the problem is if one of them is holding on to the part which says the name and the date, what does that mean? That he gets the name of the date? That doesn't make any sense.
Well, we're saying the case is he's holding on to the name and the date and the amount of the loan. So it's kilu, he's the one that's really holding on to the star. That's what I'm understanding. He's the one that's holding on to the star, and the other guy, he's holding on to all the legalese that the lawyer wrote on the document. Oh, that's basically worthless. So it's kilu, like it's almost like he's not holding on to anything. But the truth to be told, I'm just pointing out that Rashi is not telling us what does it mean.
Right.
This one is holding on to this one, and this one will take. What does it mean? This one will take the tofes, and this one will take the torif. What does that mean? Rashi didn't tell us. Rashi just gave us this. If you'll ask who says that that's so, says Rashi, yeah, it's just like two guys holding on to a talus. We say the same thing by two guys holding on to the talus. We're going to say the same thing about two guys holding on to a document that's got words on it, which itself is quite a chiddush. But in any case, that's the way Rashi understands. But we're going to have to see further on, what does it mean exactly that this one is notel the torif and this one is notel the tofus. I'm not 100% convinced that my explanation is correct. We'll see. Hopefully, the Gemora will tell us. Okay, so we got 6 minutes left, so we got plenty of time to figure it out. Okay, so now the Gemara goes weiter. V'afilu echad aduk betofes ve'echad aduk betorif. Okay, that's where we're up to. See what? Who wants to read that part? In the Gemara. See where that is? The first word on the line. It's about 20 lines up, 18 lines up from the bottom. The first word on the line is la'olam. And we're reading now from the words where it says, V'afilu echad aduk.
Okay, I'll read it. It's on
Okay.
7B3, left-hand side, middle of the column. Afilu echad aduk betofes ve'echad aduk betoref. Now, does Rav Yochanan mean that they divide even if one of the principles is holding on to the document's form and the other is holding on to the document's essence? So Art Scroll is translating Tofes as form and Toref as essence. But Vaha Sanya, but it was taught in a brisa, Ze notel al makom sheyado magas. This one takes as far as his hand reaches.
Oh. Okay.
So that's what Rashi just said, that he's going to take according to the part that he's holding, either the essence or the form.
Yeah. We got some Rashis. We have two one-word Rashis over here.
Filu echad aduk kule bitmia. It's a question. He's asking. Yeah. Does that mean that he's going to take what he's holding? Baha Tanya ad mikom shiyado minas migas shalo. That is his. Meaning what? Meaning that where his hand reaches to belongs to him, I guess, according to Rashi.
That's what the brisa that was talking about the talus that the two parties were holding on to. The brisa said over there, this one, how do we decide how much of the talus this one gets and how much that one gets? We said this one will receive as much as his hand is is got, and this one will receive as much as his hand is taking hold of. In other words, that in such a case, the division will not be an equal one. It'll depend on where their hands are holding on the talus. So now, over here, the Gemora is not explaining anything over here. The Gemora is taking on, that Rebbe Lazar is the correct opinion, and that Rabbi Yochanan, they don't understand. How could it be, says the Gemara, that Rabbi Yochanan holds that you'll say chokin in this case also? Afilu, even in the case where they're holding on to unequal portions of the star. This one's holding on to the tofes. That one's holding on to the tarif. They're not equal parts. One part is the real meaty part, and the other part is all of the junk. And how could it be that you Rabbi Yochanan is going to say chokin? You'll divide it equally when they're holding on to unequal parts of the talus, unequal parts of the star. Don't we say when it comes to a talus that we go according to how much he's got of the talus? And so why don't we say the same thing when it comes to a star? Gemora is asking on Rabbi Yochanan over here.
Right.
Okay, and we'll.
All right. Thank you, Rabbi.
All the best, everybody.
Have a good day.
Amen. Besuras toivos, Yeshuos, v'nechamos.
See you at 4, Alan.
Lou, you're coming later,
I
right?
said see you at 4. Okay, okay.
Okay.
Okay, bye. See you tomorrow, Metzia.